watching Canadian Muslim News on Muslim Network TV from Toronto, Ontario. I'm Catherine Bullock. Assalamu alaikum and greetings of peace. January is Crime Stoppers Month. We will talk to the chair of the Peel Crime Stoppers chapter, Imran Hasan, later in the show about what his chapter is doing to commemorate this month. But first, some news headlines. Canada fails Indigenous communities, says Human Rights Watch. Trial of man who killed Afzaal family moved to Windsor. Researcher to study white supremacy in armed forces. Extreme drought hits olive harvest in Spain. And now the details. Human Rights Watch says Canada has not delivered on Indigenous human rights regarding several issues, including safe drinking water and violence against Indigenous women. The report released Wednesday points to a wide array of abuses against Indigenous people due to years of structural and systemic discrimination. Canada, notes the report, is one of the most water-abundant nations in the world, yet is unable to provide clean and safe drinking water to Indigenous communities. This is despite the government's promise to end all drinking water advisories by 2021. The report says 81% of Indigenous women living in foster care or child protection group homes have faced physical assault. The Superior Court trial of a man who killed 4 members of the Afzaal family in London, Ontario in June 2021 will be held in Windsor. A 22-year-old man is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. A Superior Court judge decided last summer that the venue should change. The case will go to trial on September 5th and will last for 12 weeks. Salman Afzaal, his mother Talat Afzaal, his wife Madiha Salman, and their daughter Yumna died when the accused ran over them with his pickup truck in London. A University of Alberta professor will conduct research funded by the Department of National Defence on the Canadian Armed Forces to determine the level of white supremacy. Andy Knight, a Provost Fellow in Black Excellence and Leadership, proposed the idea to the federal department last year. The research will assess the severity of xenophobia, anti-Semitism, and anti-Black racism in the forces. He will interview military personnel, policymakers, and experts to understand what attracts white supremacists to the armed forces and come up with a policy to overcome these issues. Knight says he came up with the idea after he saw several military officers involved in the Freedom Convoy rally. The impacts of extreme drought that has wreaked havoc on Europe have begun to appear in Spain's olive oil industry. Experts say olive oil could soon become very scarce and expensive in stores across the world, as prolonged drought and summer heat waves have taken a toll on olive production in many countries, including Spain. Last year, the Spanish agriculture minister said he was worried that olive oil could become a luxury product in Spain. Higher energy prices are also contributing to rising production costs. The Spanish Minister of Labour says Spain will produce less than 800,000 tonnes of olive oil this year, down from 1.4 million tonnes in 2021. And that's it for the news. January is Crime Stoppers Month. To find out what is Crime Stoppers and what does it mean to have a Crime Stoppers Month, we are joined by the chair of the Peel Crime Stoppers, Imran Hasan. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show.
Walaikum salam, Sister Kathy, and thank you for welcoming me back. Happy New Year to everyone in 2023. Wishing everyone a safe and a prosperous New Year.
And the same to you and your family and organization. You have been a regular on our show last year. We stopped in with Peel Crime Stoppers once a month to find out what was going on. And this month is Crime Stoppers Month. So before you tell us about the month, just give us a little refresher course in case anyone can't remember or is new to the show. What is Crime Stoppers?
Thank you so much, Sister Kathy. So Crime Stoppers, the program, is a community collaboration between the public, the media, and the police to help protect communities, to help prevent crime, and to help solve crime. And we do so by offering a 1-800 number, which is 1-800-222-TIPS, which concerned citizens can report anonymously tips that are in their, that can help prevent crimes, so that they know about suspicious or illegal activities that are happening in their community and their places of learning, and in their neighborhoods, so that we can have safer and stronger communities, because community safety and well-being is a shared responsibility. We can't leave it to the police alone to do this job. We all need to hold hands together.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how a person calls, you said that's anonymous, they call Crime Stoppers. How does Crime Stoppers interact with the police, and how would that impact crime, stopping
Excellent
crime?
question. Excellent question. Thank you, Sister Kathy. So the anonymous tip line is separate from the police. We're an independent, community-led organization. We're a registered charity. We rely on donations and support from the community to operate our tip line. And the tip line is anonymous. So concerned citizens can call in. They're never asked for their information. We don't collect your caller ID, for example, or if you were to submit your tip through our software online, we don't collect your IP address. So truly, your identity remains anonymous. You're able to then report the incident and the activity. And the one thing for sure is that your identity is protected, and you never have to testify in court. And really what we do from there is take that information, we redact any personal information that you may have inadvertently provided. For example, you might say, my next door neighbor is conducting this, and then you proceed to give their address. So now you've implicated yourself as the next door neighbor. We'll remove that information from the report, and then we'll take that information and we will share that with the appropriate law enforcement agencies, so that they're able to conduct their investigation to help prevent and or solve crime.
As a community organisation then that's trying to work together with the police to stop crime, are you able to share any statistics on how effective that might have been in the last year?
Absolutely. So the program itself was founded in 1984 in the United States by a Canadian-born police officer, and it has expanded globally. We have over 1,200 chapters worldwide. We have 87 chapters in Canada and 37 chapters here in Ontario. The Ontario chapter here in Peel, which serves Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon, was established in '99. And we have continued to collect stats to provide results and impact for the community. For example, in 2022, there were over 2,000 tips that were shared with Crime Stoppers, which led to over $500,000 in property and cash being seized, and over $1 million in drugs that were removed from the streets. And this is a significant impact. And it's a significant increase over 2021. And just to give your viewers an idea of the impact of this program since its inception, we've had over 40,000 tips collected. And we've had over $5 million of cash and assets seized, and we've had over $87 million in drugs that were removed from our streets, making our communities safer. And we have so much more work to do, and there's so many different crimes. This is just a sampling of some of the top items that people ask about and inquire about. So we feel compelled to share some of this data with you today.
And I know that each chapter collects its own statistics, and I'm aware, so January has a theme, it's Crime Stoppers Month, and I believe the theme is uniform across all the chapters, I think, of Canada.
Yes,
not
it is.
about the US.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about the theme? What does it mean, Crime Stoppers Month?
So the theme in 2023 is Stand Up, Stand Together. And it ties into the community safety and well-being model that we have here in Peel Region, which is, coming together as a community. And we've said it before, and it's worth repeating, that community safety and well-being is a shared responsibility. We can't leave it to our police and first responders alone to keep our community safe. We know that they're putting their lives on the line to ensure the safety of the public, but the public also has a responsibility to help protect, the citizens in our community. And we're so grateful to have partnerships with the media, such as yourselves at Canadian Muslim News. We also work with radio. For example, here in Mississauga, we have a radio station, Sauga 960 AM. And with that collaboration, we have a radio podcast that we do every week, and we record the content on our website, so your viewers can go and listen to the different topics we're talking about every week. We have over 15 episodes that have been recorded. The program just started last year in the third quarter, so we're quickly accumulating content, and we hope to be able to share that with your viewers and any concerned citizens who want to help keep their communities safe.
People like listening to podcasts. Tell us about an important topic that you've covered recently on the podcast.
Well, the one that's most timely, Sister Kathy, is human trafficking. And there has been an announcement made in partnership with the Ontario government and other community stakeholders right here in Peel to ensure that, our frontline officers at Peel Regional Police are equipped and armed with the necessary tools to be able to deal with human trafficking, to first be able to identify it, and then to be able to help protect, those vulnerable members of our community who are being trafficked. And it was just timely that the announcement was made, and the funding will be provided to train our over 2,000 frontline members at Peel Regional Police. And that was a podcast that we just recorded. It was just last week. So if anyone's interested in learning about what is human trafficking and some of the community partners that are working with Peel Regional Police and Peel Crime Stoppers to help keep our communities safe, please do go to peelcrimestoppers.ca, and at the navigation bar, you'll see podcasts. You can click on that, and then just go down to episode 15, which is the most recent one, and you'll learn more about the Elizabeth Fry Society and the resources it provides to protect victims and those who are vulnerable in our community against human trafficking.
So just that was going to be a follow-up question. What is human trafficking? We don't have a lot of time left, but are you able to just briefly tell us so that somebody might not know, they could, if it's happening in front of their eyes, they could know?
So there is a legal term, and I don't have the advantage of reading the legal term to you from the criminal code, but essentially, and that is on our website, so please do listen to the podcast and you will get the official definition. But essentially what it is there are, I'm going to say, predators in our community who are preying on vulnerable members, young people, mostly women, and against their will, using them as services to profit for themselves and for their I'm going to say nefarious activities. So it is a very serious crime. It's bigger than we think. It's happening more often than we would like to know. And there are some tips on our radio podcast that will help the public to identify it and to help protect themselves, and most importantly, the vulnerable members in their community, being their children and perhaps even their seniors. So please do listen in. It is something that we need to get the word out about, and we look forward to working with Canadian Muslim News and other media partners to get that message out, and we'll continue talking about this topic and others in future episodes.
Thank you for sharing that. If anyone wants more information, because we are out of time, then they can go and check out your website. We look forward to future conversations with you. Thanks for joining us today.
Assalamu alaikum, and wishing all of your viewers continued peace and safety.
Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please share, like, and subscribe. Stay safe, and God bless.